So yeah, a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Got a bunch of deadlines to meet. Uh, con prep. We're doing. We won't be able to do this next week, I think, because next week is. Yeah, next week is Motor City.
Understood.
So, and in fact, I should probably make an announcement about Vital Hearts. Because I'm planning to have a draft up. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to run it because we're doing the cons. So we'll be at Motor City, which I think I am prepped for. So that's good. Sorry, I'm a little disassociated because I had to fight with the website. It's so goofy because these are the guys I order my glasses from all the time, and this time I'm pushing like, okay, order, clicking, same address as last time, and it's giving me grief. That's why I just did for the last 20 freaking minutes.
Yeah, nothing's less fun than a broken interface.
Well, I also don't like having to order. Ordering glasses always makes me nervous because you gotta make sure you fill in all the numbers right.
Right. Usually I just handle that by prescription, like take it somewhere local, but that's just not an option everywhere, I suppose.
Well, if you take them locally, they're like double the price. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And also locally it actually takes longer unless I need to find a lens crafters or something. But of course, I'm not happy about this either because it's kind of like, fuck, I gotta pay money for glasses. There's other shit going on. So here I am being all boring and stuff because I actually, we're never really anywhere, are we? Because this hasn't been very campaign oriented.
Right, it's been very episodic.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
So
Which, I mean, seems to be the nature of the way the game is played, mostly.
it's pretty easygoing, and so we've been doing some more work on some more PBTAs, because Madcap is, of course, like the easiest one. But been poking at Power by the Apocalypse to see if it can be a little more robust. My big, as much as I love Power by the Apocalypse, my biggest issue with it is it's extremely simple. So if you want to do something that isn't as simple, you might run into problems. I've seen some really good games that use it, but for the most part, they're also really, really simple. And I just, wonder, is like, should we be pushing it to make it more complicated? I don't know.
Right, this doesn't seem like the system that like goes into depth with like, oh yeah, we're gonna perform surgery today with several different parts.
Well,
It is very much like a resolution to a scene rather than a resolution to an action.
right, because built into it, there isn't a lot of sliding difficulty, which is a topic that comes up sometimes in gaming. Is like, if you made the roll, should you just get what you want? I mean, people say they like critical hits, or they say, I rolled a 20, I got to seduce the bear. People obviously like that kind of random emergence on both ends. But then you have to build in, provisions for them. Like in a game like Madcap, if you roll like a 13 or better or whatever, I'm willing to give you everything you asked for. But if you, I don't know. It's a weird question where I wonder, like, do other GMs have a problem where players keep demanding they want to do things that violate the sense of realism, or is realism just not a question in other games? I mean, I know,
I mean, I guess there's like an in-story realism, but yeah, I mean, there are people who can and will just like ask for things that like don't make sense, don't fit the world, don't fit people's interpretation of what's going on. But
yeah,
that's
because
kind of like a lot of group consensus and hard to quantify sometimes.
right, because we were just playing, Myriad Song, where you have different levels of success,
Hmm.
and like 1 success, 2 success, 3 success is supposed to give you a ballpark of where you are, and that's interesting to us to have a discussion like that. But no, so we're thinking about a couple of things. We did Farflung a while ago, and Farflung's actually been doing pretty good. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And Farflung does have different levels of success, because you've got weak, strong, and grant. Um, and then we mentioned, like, defeat a weak challenge, or defeat a strong challenge, or a grand challenge. And I think we're gonna stick with that. So there's a couple other games that we have in progress that people are late on. Yay! Everybody's late on everything.
Whoa.
So I think we're not having Komodo Loco this week. And I'm guessing that if Coddle hasn't if Coddle hasn't answered a call by now, Coddle's not coming back.
Yeah,
Can
whatever
you,
he's up to seems to be taking up a large portion of his time, I guess.
I mean, he's not anytime he doesn't tell us yes or no. It's the lack of no part that's kind of annoying. It's like, if he can't make it, he should just say he can't make it.
I'm sorry, he's very bad at communicating.
He's got his own server. I'm on it.
Like I said, very bad at communicating.
Well, now he's deleted. See how he likes it. I'm just gonna assume he's not coming back. So, well, it's like I'm fond of telling people, there are no bad game masters. There are just, there's just players who don't show up. So yeah, so I think it's Wilford, Jordy, and Alec, right?
Yes.
That'd be correct.
Okay, so guess we can go ahead. There's a lot of stuff I want to complain about, but I shouldn't be complaining. Things aren't that bad. Now, I'm assuming none of you are going to Motor City, right?
Not a
Nope.
traveler.
Okay. Not travel, but if we did go to a con, I forget where are you, Teth? If you don't mind saying.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I think the closest I would get to that is North Carolina. I don't think I've done a con there.
Oh, I am moving to Virginia, so that
Yeah, we are scheduled to do Anthrocon this year. We're confirmed for Motor City, Biggest Little Fur Con, which is in Reno, Anthrocon, which is in Pittsburgh, Origins, which is in Columbus, Gen Con, which is in Indianapolis. So I would consider Free Weekend Atlanta, but nobody brought it up, and Free Weekend Atlanta I think is next month. So it's just too late.
Yeah, and over here I'm like over in Texas, and I believe last time you mentioned it, you had problems with them.
The major problem with Texas Furry Fiesta was that we didn't. I don't think we would have broken even. It wasn't like the convention's fault. It was just
Right, I remember like some other like side issue on it, and it was
it was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
To attend is the problem. Because it's going to cost just about as much to go to Texas Furry Fiesta as it does to cost to go to Biggest Little Fur Con in Reno. Because we have to ship everything there and fly, so it's pretty much those same costs. But Biggest Little Fur Con is twice the size, so just
yeah, so it's a lot better as an option.
But I don't know, we might do it again. Convention growth has been pretty big. But I forget where they are in Texas, though. Texas isn't that big of a state, is it?
No, it's teeny tiny. You could miss it on a map.
My favorite Simpsons joke where they say, "But he's in West Springfield. That's 3 times the size of Texas." But you guys are trapped in Ruckerberg. All right, so let's get this party started. Let me know when we're live.
We're live.
Hey, hello world. This is Norman Rafferty here with yet another crazy game of Madcap. Once again, thanks for all your support. And as I was just announcing, this is going up. Does this go up on the 3rd, or does this wait a day?
It actually waits quite a while.
Waits quite a while. So if I announce that we're going to be at Motor City for a con, it might actually go up after the 11th.
After the 11th, probably, yes.
Okay. Well, sorry you missed us at Motor City Fur Con, everybody. But it was pretty exciting. So I am the lovely and talented Norman Rafferty, and I will be the master of ceremonies today for a game of Madcap, which, as we all know, is really just the Wilford Waffle show. I mean, everyone else is just holding Wilford back.
Wilford Waffle and Friends.
Wilford Waffle.
Now on at 8 o'clock on Sundays or Saturdays. Saturday morning cartoons. That's right.
Well, no, that's how it used to be in the 90s. This is the 2000. This is the 2010s where we air every single episode in a 48-hour marathon.
Oh yes, 48 hours of Wilford Waffle and Friends, followed by the Iron Giant.
binging.
Followed by the Iron Giant.
Legitimately, I'm traumatized by the Iron Giant at this point. 2-3 weeks of it, nonstop.
Yep, and then
Never again.
48 hours more of this. I guess we're a Canadian show too. So do we do the whip cracks? I forget that. We haven't. We should probably have set up a button where we can press it so we can do the whip crack every time we turn around.
You can totally set audios, but Theta doesn't actually end up in the recording because it's all off for him.
Okay. Will you add that in post for us? Yeah, Ted, you'll add that in post, right? All the whip cracks.
I mean, I could.
Just call this the whip crack episode.
I haven't seen the new show. Is anybody? They finally ran out of Johnny Test ideas, and they make a new show now. So.
That's even possible. They ran out of episodes.
Yep.
I just got caught up on Venture Brothers.
Which started in 2003. If you want to feel really, really, really old.
Well, I stopped watching it somewhere around season 4, and apparently it's season 6, and season 7's on its
Sure.
way.
Right, they're on. It's since 2003. We're recording this in 2019, so it's been 16 years.
It's a great
And
show.
they've got- it is a great show, but 6 seasons in 16 years—that's something to think about. So, one of my favorites, but we're not as well. We're a little bit grim. We're closer to Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy because it's the Wilfred Waffle Show and Friends. Griffin, why don't you tell us about Wilfred Waffle?
Ah, yes, Wilfred Waffle. He's the lunkhead adopted janitor and waffle fortune heir. He's a goat unlike any seen on this earth and generally goes around causing trouble that he doesn't mean to.
Yeah, are you the heir of the Waffle House fortune?
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Best pancakes in Ruckerberg.
What about the waffles? No, don't try the waffles. Speaking of the best in Ruckerberg, Teth, why don't you tell us about your character?
Jordy Verrill, a unremarkable, sardonic, and deadpan human being.
Who I believe is actually one of is the creator of the show who's trapped inside it.
Yep, that's me.
And also, for some reason, the two of you hang out with who thinks he's the star of the show, Alec here, who's been played by EHH123.
Yep, I'm a border collie who's a paranormal investigator.
Yep, Alec, paranormal investigator. So you must have a lot of voltmeters, right?
A lot of what?
Voltmeters. Isn't that how you detect the paranormal? You walk around the house with a voltmeter and say,
Oh,
this
You
spike
go
right
around
here."
like checking for like magnetic fields because ghosts are like obviously electrical or something.
Yeah. The magnetic field spiked. That must mean it's paranormal.
He's not clueless.
Well, yeah, but isn't that how ghosts work?
Yeah,
Are you
probably.
saying that all these people who claim that voltmeters and magnetic disturbances are fakes and charlatans? Are you saying that on the internet? A bold claim.
Uh,
I like how he just pauses. Like, I don't want to tell the internet that they're wrong. Okay, so are the three of you once again rudderless in the city of Ruckerberg, and the Elderberry Junction
It's our
borough?
natural state to be.
Well, I had to get dragged along anyway, so
Yes, you can't escape.
wherever the camera is, I am.
I know you constantly try to escape, whereas Alex's bizarre, cheerful demeanor.
oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll eventually. We just need to find something here.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
Wait.
I believe he means finding a job.
congratulations on solving the mystery of not only where missing children disappear to, but also the mystery that's been plaguing mankind since time immemorial. Where does milk come from?
We now know the awful truth and can never forget.
No, yes. In fact, people are haunted by it. It's been terrible in the streets for people,
Nothing but blind panic.
nothing
And-
but blind panic, rage.
And I just hear,
disease.
going, "Wow, these people are sheltered."
Well, it's a good thing I'm a goat and have nothing to do with milk.
Absolutely.
You're a goat?
And I just look at it going, and I just make it undisturbed. Yeah.
I have a new mystery here for you, though, Alec. And I just like walk up all seriously. I have like a fedora on. I'm like putting it over my eyes.
And I regret it, but it's like, what's the mystery?
Where'd all the ice cream go?
And
And just like over in the corner, just like a pile of empty ice cream tubs.
well, I had cravings last night, and well,
Oh, this got weird.
So I'll just like lean in and go, we gotta find more.
Well, I
Can't be a
suppose
detective agency without ice cream.
I suppose Jordy is sitting on the couch reading. What book would Jordy be reading? Infinite Jest? Sound and the Fury?
Purgatorio.
Purgatorio. Sitting there. When unfortunately, as you guys are arguing about ice cream, the lights go out.
How could be a detective agency without lights?
I'm sure I paid the electric bill.
Panic!
Don't worry, I'm funny. I'm sure I paid the electric bill this month.
Are you sure?
I check.
Well, all right, what skills do you have useful in moving around in the dark? You are only a floating pair of eyeballs in a solid black room. This is so easy to animate. Can you tell we're near the end of the season, folks, that we're pulling out the cost-cutting measures?
Okay.
Coming up next, the clip show.
Oh God. God, I gotta find a flashlight.
I suppose that would be a cool roll.
Okay.
No one will be admitted during the exciting die rolling moment.
Yeah, meanwhile, like, Wilford is like inches away from starting the flashback in the clip show. Like, hey, you remember the time?
Well, you can activate the flashlight. Wilford is just sitting there. Wilford is actually in a flashback, so he's sitting there rubbing his chin, but nobody went along with him.
Hurry before we join him in.
But yes, Alec, you just pull out your flashlight like you're a boss and just shine it around. Was anyone trying to do anything horrible while the lights were out?
No.
Okay, let's.
You guys aren't very entertaining.
Okay. It's like I looked outside the office and see if anyone else's lights. I look down the hallway and see if the power's out for the rest of the house.
No, the lights are on in the hallway, and in fact, when you look out the window, like there couldn't be more lights on. Acme Sign Company has like their neon sign lit. You know, now with 20% extra neon, there's a spotlight shining in the clouds with a silhouette of a bat.
Nope. Looks like I need to go. Looks like I need to call the power company. I see in the hallway and I take up my cell phone.
Yes. You'll open up your cell phone, and I guess you'll get a doo. Your call cannot be completed as dialed because you have no longer have any more paid minutes this month. You deadbeat shyster.
Looks like we're gonna. Looks like I have to go down to the power company.
Sounds like it. Do you have a plan to go to the power
phone company? Probably need to go get more groceries too.
Yeah, I walked. I walked down to the power company.
All right, so Alec leaves to walk down to the power company. Jordy and Wilford, at last you are alone in the dark.
Well, if I follow him, I can maybe persuade him to getting more ice cream for me. So
All
obviously I'm in tow.
All right, and what about you, Jordy? It's hard to read in the dark.
I'll probably just show up there when he shows up there.
So you're going to sit there in the dark and sullenly try to read?
Yeah, well, I mean, I imagine this is a scenario I've encountered before.
All right, so your eyeballs are just like sitting there glowing in the dark, and behind you, like one, another pair of eyeballs will just slowly open the dark and loom over you. And says, "Hey, here in the dark, you really don't need your eyes. Give them to me."
I did already.
Always with the eyes.
I already gave her my eyes.
Oh boy. All right. Yes, so you guys will walk through the streets and get to the nuclear power company. It's easy to find. You can just hear the hum as there's the large conning towers with a constant gout of green gray fog spewing out of them in constant cooling.
Just take in that nice, refreshing radiation air.
Yeah,
Feels warm.
And I'm wearing a radiation suit just in case.
A good plan. Give yourself a laugh point for that. Yeah, a lot of us got job. We used to work for Intel making the MMX chips, but after they stopped making those, we all got jobs here at the Ruckerberg Powerplant Company. So yeah, I guess when you'll show up, some of the power plant guys who are also wearing radiation suits will say, "Oh, good, thank God you're here." Well, with the we need somebody to push the reactor rod. Yeah, I'm glad you're here with the hazmat team. We'll push the reactor rods in. Here's your shovel so we can start covering it in concrete.
But wait a minute, and I just speechless like, oh wait,
You heard them. We got to get in there.
Oh no, one of the mutants has escaped! The horror begins! Ah! As they point at Wilfred and run away screaming.
wait,
You heard him. There's terrible mutants around here. We got to act fast.
wait, yeah, go. Wait a minute, wait, mutants?
Oh, I mean, that's what he said. I assume some are nice people.
Hem says, like, one of the kid, like a strange kid behind you wearing like a black and yellow suit with eye stalks. We prefer the term gifted students. Professor X says my grade's getting lower. I'm gonna have to live in the sewers.
That's a different group of mutants.
What?
That's a different group of mutants.
Oh,
That's Toad and Lady Deathclock.
Oh, I thought we were all part of the same thing. Didn't Disney buy all of us?
No, actually.
No, just the cool ones.
Oh, I'm not cool? I thought I was part of an expanded universe.
Actually, no. Disney only kept the bad ones because Marvel sold off all the good ones first.
Oh, man.
They just made the bad ones cool, is all.
Aw, I was going to be part of an expanded universe. People were going to pay $175 to watch 22 hours of me.
Give it a couple of years. They got a reboot eventually.
All right. There's always a reboot. There has to be a reboot after.
Well, yeah,
And another one after that's even grittier than the first one.
well, your actors won't stay alive forever.
And I just go, come on, let's investigate.
All right. You may. Actually, didn't. Well, never mind. Ditching the extended franchise behind, the three of you enter the power plant. Yes, welcome to Ruckerberg. Monopoly shall set ye free.
Well, I do love Monopoly.
So do I, says Mr. Pennybags.
It just takes forever to finish, and it really ruins your family.
Next time you're at Baltic Avenue or Park Place, look me up. I like the cut of your jib, sir.
No, I prefer the brown town.
Ah, everyone knows oranges and reds is where it at. Now, if you excuse me, my thimble is here. And he'll hop in his thimble and ride away.
Love that guy.
I raise my eyebrow at that and just continue on. Like maybe I should see the leader of this plant. You know, help get this and get my power back on.
The leader of the plant?
Yeah. What I mean to say is who the leader of the power company.
You want to see the president of the power company? Well, the secretary.
Or see something about the power company. See someone who knows what's going on here.
I suppose maybe an engineer.
Yeah, an engineer.
Oh, the engineer. Okay. Well, do you have an appointment? Ask the secretary to see the engineer of the power plant.
No, not really. This is kind of a.
Okay. Well, I suppose we can go ahead. Let me check to see if his schedule is free. Apparently, he's booked for the next 116 years.
How is that possible?
I have my calendar app stops after 117 years.
Look. Oh, so it does.
Yep.
Me.
Wait, to an update. Ah, great. Now they get my first.
It's okay. I hear like these plant things have half-lives. If we just wait long enough, he'll split into two, and one of them will have an appointment ready.
That's pretty smart, kid. Have you considered a career in electrical engineering?
I've occasionally stuck my fork into a socket.
Then
It's
you've
been working out
qualified.
great ever since.
You've qualified for DeVry. Here's some brochures.
Oh boy. And I will just chew on them.
Yes. But really, if you've, I have to, like the secretary says, my duty to inform you that we do comply with all Ruckerberg regulations, of which there are. And she'll open like this binder and then flip it open. There's nothing in it. Oh wait, there are no regulations. So really, if there's an electrical wiring, if there's an engineering problem in your house, that's your fault. Would you like us to book someone to come out and look at it?
Yes.
Okay, and your name is Alec. I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name.
Hi.
His first name is Detective. His last name's Alec.
No, it isn't. It's Al.
Why does it say it on your desk?
The dust is covering the rest. It's Detective Alec Holland.
Detective Alec Holland. Okay, which Alec Holland is that?
The Border Collie.
The Alsatian or the Scottish Wire?
Scottish Wire.
Okay. Black or brown pelt?
Black.
Have you been spayed or neutered?
Neither.
What? Everyone knows it's a responsibility to make sure that all pets are spayed and neutered.
I'm not a pet.
She'll open up one of her drawers and pull out the edge clippers.
Well, so thanks for the appointment. Bye.
It's the responsibility of everyone.
Gotta
Well,
make
what
sure
about you?
those detectives don't breed too much.
I know, it's been terrible. Doesn't anyone remember the terrible 80s when detective shows were just breeding all over the place, clogging the airwaves? You couldn't... No, we couldn't stack our cardboard boxes anywhere without fear they would be struck down in some sort of pointless car chain.
I mean, Scruff McGruff did have a kid on cartoons, so...
Well, at least they said no to drugs.
Yeah.
Not like those pastel-wearing Miami.
Did he say no to drugs? I thought he took a bite out of crime.
This is a question philosophers will be debating for years to come, I think.
That's deep. You're like Serpico, man.
Yes.
Like digging deep into police corruption.
Anyways.
You're so deep you could have a YouTube podcast about this.
A YouTube podcast about popular culture? Is there such a thing?
No.
No one would ever watch it.
You could be the first. Did you want to subscribe to but YouTube is passe. Did you want to subscribe to Conruck's a new streaming service? We started one with the electric company. Everyone else started their own streaming service, so we've started ours.
What's it called?
I guess it would be called Sparks.
Sparks.tv.
Yeah, actually sparks.club.tv was taken.
.geocities.
.geocities. Which we also bought.
Well, I mean, something had to happen to it.
We stream the media live over your electrical wires.
So it's a live wire.
Yes, exactly. And not LimeWire. That's different.
One might argue a better name for your podcast would be Livewire.
That was taken.
I'll take it back.
Everything's taken.
Take it back. I like your can-do attitude. Have you considered a job in electrical engineering?
Sure. What's
Our
your president's name?
I guess his name would be Enrico Conruck, head of Conruck, electric company. They do all the electrical services here in Ruckerberg.
Okay. Is there like a picture of him somewhere?
I suppose so. Let's see. Oh yes, of course. He's a moth.
I'm sorry, what? He's a what?
He's a moth.
He's a moth?
An anthropomorphic moth. Yes, he was drawn to electrical power at an early age. The sky is the limit.
So sorry, I said, is there a picture of him somewhere? He's drawn to it. That's a very loose connection you're making.
Well, I was trying to think if there's a picture of him, what would he look like? And I guess he looks like a moth. So yeah, he's a moth. There's a picture on the wall of a moth.
Okay. Well, I'm just
Well,
gonna
actually,
go.
sorry, that is an actual moth. So we're gonna turn you like 45 degrees. There's the picture.
Okay.
In fact, shoo, moths, get out of here. I just need 15, just need one more minute of staring at the beautiful light. The first one was free. Get out of here. I wish someone would come take a bite out of his crime.
Well, I'm just gonna take my magic pencil and draw over the picture.
What are you gonna draw over it?
Me.
Make a zany roll. Wait a minute. They'll look at the picture and then look at you. I've never noticed that before. Enrico Conrock looks a lot like you.
That's Raul Enrico Conrock.
Wait, Raul? But he passed on. We built that stadium for him and everything.
No. No, I've always been Raul.
Oh. But I guess you go by it.
Paying for his kids, so. Alimony's a real bitch. I could really supplement that with some sort of presidency in the electric company.
That is a coincidence. You do look a lot like the president of the...
I didn't know you were president of this company. Congratulations on your radioactive facility.
He just looks a lot like him.
No, that's me. I've been here a little time. You ever seen Undercover Boss?
No.
Well,
I only watch the Spark streaming service. It's nothing but Green Acres 24 hours a day.
We'll make a note. We're renaming that.
Well, I happen to know that the boss of the company is a moth. You don't look like a moth.
No, I left a moth in the office last time I left. I think you've been taking orders from my moth.
Now, I'm pretty sure it says in the company newsletter that the boss is a moth.
I think the moth wrote that.
Do you think the moth is trying to do a hostile takeover? What skills do you have useful to convince me that anything you say is true?
I am
Make a
zany.
Sly roll.
Yeah, what's the skill for gaslighting here?
It's sly.
I mean, the moth can't be the president. They're trying to mothball this facility.
That's borderline. You would be the first person to come in here and claim you own the electric company.
But my picture's on the wall.
That's indisputable proof if I've ever seen any.
Why would you hang my picture on the wall if I didn't own the company?
Because I'm nearsighted?
Well, get closer to it.
Well, president, because I'm on the fence with the 7 to 9. If you were really the president of the electric company, then your office would be empty. So let's take you up to the office and see if anyone's there.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and take the express elevator.
Sure thing.
All right, so you get in the express elevator and push the button, it'll be a spark and nothing moves. Unless they don't worry, it always does that.
Is there any reason all my fur is standing on end?
Wilford, give yourself a laugh point as you turn into a giant koosh ball.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, so they'll push the button a couple more times, and eventually the elevator will zoom up cartoonishly to the 88th floor. Where, yes, it will open into a hallway with all these glorious half-chewed tapestries. Incandescent light bulbs hum everywhere. And at the end of the hallway, opens into a large room that has a distinct smell of camphor from the strange mobiles of balls hanging from the ceiling. And the chair of the desk will turn around. It'll be a bug-eyed moth who is coincidentally dressed exactly like Jordy.
Shoo, get out of here. Damn moths. Eating all my pictures?
What's all this then?
Get out of here, moth.
You said the same thing of you.
Shout him out. I'm Raul. Raul, I own this company. Get out of my chair.
A hostile takeover?
No, that's what you're doing.
I knew this day would come. Day they try to chase me out. He immediately opens his desk, which is full of mothballs, and begins throwing them at Jordy's head. Jordy, I need you to make a grudge roll.
All right. Zany.
What result does that give you?
Crack wise and avoid harm this time.
Say something smartass.
You can't touch those. You're a moth.
I've got special gloves.
My brand.
My friend. Yes, I've got the special kind of gloves. I have training. I've got a carry concealed mothball permit right here. You'll never take me alive. Wilford, how do you respond to the hail of mothballs?
The only thing I can do is say, damn it, I don't have a joke. I will probably, watch as the mothballs will hit my giant puffy, fur ball form and just kind of bounce harmlessly off.
All right.
This will be toughness.
Okay.
I'm too puffy to be harmed. I am incredibly wrong.
I'm incredibly
About so
wrong.
many things.
Wilford will get hit by a mothball, back up, and fall down the elevator shaft. Take a lump.
Ah! And then there's like a big puff of smoke up at the top.
Jordy, you're not making good progress dealing with this hail barrage of mothballs. What will you do?
Well, I would like to try and make a, what do you call them? Electrical bug light.
You mean you just want to draw one?
Yeah.
All right, make a roll. It's so beautiful.
Yes, go to the light.
Oh, I can't. I mustn't. I shouldn't.
It's so alluring. It's so bright, so shiny.
Immediately, the moth whips out his phone and calls his sponsor. I'm feeling weak.
It calls to you. Look to it. Look to the light.
No. He'll reach forward and touch the lamp, and there'll be a sickening frying noise. And then he's destroyed. The secretary will say, well, I'm glad the imposter's finally removed. Glad to have you back,
Raul.
Enrico Conrock.
Raul Enrico Conrock.
R. Enrico Conrock. You have to have a first initial when you're a big magnate.
Yes. Be sure to change all my letterheads.
We'll get right on it. In fact, we'll call the janitor up here. Where is that Wilford Waffle anyway? Here, I'll push the elevator button to summon him, and I guess the giant elevator will slam down on Wilford and then pull him back up here.
Oh yeah, my head's probably just sticking like straight out of the floor. I go, oh hey, that's where everyone is.
Yeah, you look like you're a janitor. Here, take this bucket and clean up that mess.
Oh, sure thing. I'll go ahead and sweep it all up.
No, Alec, you haven't missed much. Apparently, you just limped home after.
No, I didn't. I said, okay, I got my company back. And I'm still investigating.
What do you? Well, apparently, it turns out Jordy actually turned out to be Raul Enrico Conrock, magnate, billionaire magnate who owns the electric company.
And coach of the team.
Oh, well, hope you get my power back on.
You didn't pay your bill.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, so Alec, Alec, you got your meeting with the guy who owns the company. You said you didn't pay your bill. What are you gonna do, Alec?
Pay for it.
With what?
Money, of course.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and I guess you have money. Why don't you make a cool roll to show me that you have money?
Oh boy.
I forget what your special gimmick is.
Occult investigator.
Which, does not apply to money.
Yeah.
Money is the root. It's not that money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. So you meet someone who loves money, they could be evil. Jordy, what's your opinion of money?
I love it. That's what I worked for. That's why I got in this position.
Well, I suppose the Secretariat says, when you try to call Bill, the secretarial digit says, yes, it says here that your account is in arrears for $18 million and 72 cents.
What?
Did you leave the fridge open?
There must be some mistake here. I don't use that power.
I'm sorry, we're a public utility run by a monopoly. We don't make mistakes. Well, on the are you implying that our founder here, R. Enrico Conrock, made a mistake? Sir, how do you answer that?
Turn his power off.
It's already off.
Add a surcharge. Add a surcharge to turn the power back on until after he's paid his bill.
Excellent. We'll call that a convenience fee.
Perfect.
Change the rates, make it more confusing. He pays more per hour the less he uses.
Add a long list of taxes to his bill that he will never understand.
Okay, that's a laugh point for both Jordy and Wilford. Oh. Alec, I want you. Sorry, EHH, I want you to remember when they did this to you. Excellent, sir. It looks like we're going to solve that deficit problem. All because Alec Holland owes us $6 million.
Don't forget the late fee.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead and add the late fees. They're just stacking up as long as you refuse to pay your bill. Why am I laughing? This is not funny. Alec, what are you going to do? They're charging you more fees.
I just stand there dumbfounded, getting wide-eyed. It's like someone has to snap me out of it.
Oh, I know what you could do to pay your debt. We got that whole nuclear accident still downstairs. I've been meaning to sweep that up, but I mean, I guess we could pay you to do that, right?
I do. Is it paranormal related?
Well, not really.
Well, people are running and screaming from it, so I have to assume so.
It's good enough for me. I'll look into it.
I mean, there's something paranormal going on here at the electrical plant.
I mean, one could say it's extra normal.
I'll take it.
Well, Alec, good thing you brought your own hazmat suit.
Yes, I have.
And I forget what they call those badges that change color.
No, you mean they go from like white to black?
Yeah, there's a name for those.
Radiation detector? I don't really.
Yeah, well, your badge is black. So it's been black since you came in here. So, yeah, all right. So let's go down to the 2.5 mile reactor. Where there'll be another guy in a hazmat suit who pat Alec on the back, says, "Good for you! You've decided to help us with our reactor problem. Now, I need to warn you that the power of radiation increases geometrically the closer you get. So try to stay at least 500 yards away from the glowing reactor pile at all times."
Okay, and I take out something that detects distance. Like, okay, 1,000. Okay.
No. You see, you've got off by a factor of 10. We're actually only 100 yards away right now.
Also, that's just a ruler. You're pushing buttons on a ruler.
Yeah, that's just a ruler. But we like the way you're thinking. That's positive thinking. Anyway, here's your shovel and your bucket of sand. So, power company's got you with the late fees too, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been paying off mine for a long time.
How long?
Well, let's see. When's the last time the Cubs won the pennant?
I'm not a sports fan.
Is it 30
Well,
years?
I guess I'll never know. Actually, I think it was last year.
Oh.
That's a joke for the sports fans in the audience.
I mean, that's a joke for Back to the Future too.
Yep. Well, I'm sure I'd have stories to tell my grandchildren if I wasn't like horribly sterile. Anyway, good luck with that. I'm gonna go stand behind the blast shield.
Well, if I stay here for too long, I won't have to be sprayed.
Okay. What skills do you have useful in covering up an exposed atomic pile?
I'm sure I have some. I'm
I mean, tough is immediately what comes to mind.
Scheming comes to mind.
All right, make a scheming roll. Maybe there's a smart way I can do this. All right, that sounds pretty clever. What does an 11 get you?
Well, choose. Let's see here. Yep. Well, I can do. I choose the or something else that's all smarty. I figure out a way to get rid of the atomic pile. Like maybe it says okay sand. Maybe I could just use. Well, I'm a dog, so maybe I could just dig some dirt and just cover it like that.
Okay, so you'll get on all fours and just bury it like it's a bone.
Exactly.
Pretty crazy. But yes, you managed to cover it and then tamp it down, and then the danger levels go way, way down. The green glow abates. The hulking monster in the other room transforms back into Bruce Banner. Free! I can go back to my loved ones! My entire dying nightmare has ended!
Somebody sedate this man.
Yes, let's take him to, I was gonna say a Stereolab concert. Boy, am I weird. All right. Yay! Everyone applauds. We can change the sign from 0 days without an accident to 1 day without a horrible nuclear accident.
Well, tomorrow.
Congratulations, Alec. We're going to put your picture up as Employee of the Month. And of course, there's this long string of pictures. It's just faceless people in hazmat suits. and so they'll take down one of the pictures and they smile. And they'll put up your picture, which is an identical face in a hazmat suit.
And if it was my face, it would just be a huh?
And they'll put your name on it, Alex Highland.
Close enough.
Wilford, what skills do you have useful in cleaning up charred corpses off of the carpet?
Well, I have a broom and I have some cleaning fluid.
Make a cool roll, I guess.
Yep, time to just do my job. Which I was hired at a hotel for. 4. I'm terrible at this. I actually spread it around.
Yeah, you're actually like spreading it around. You'll actually, when trying to sweep it up, will try to pick up the edge of the carpet to try and brush it underneath, and you'll tip over the priceless statue. Give me a culture, guys. What would be a good culture to have a statue from?
Aztec.
Aztec it is. The giant Aztec totem pole will tip over and crash on the floor into several pieces. Oh no, Wilford, what will you do now?
Oh, that sounds terrible. Though what I'm confused about is where all the extra corpses just came from.
That's their laugh point.
They started with...
Nothing makes me laugh like more corpses. Speaking of corpses, okay, so, well, since you've been employed here, since we deposed that last imposter, nuclear accidents are down 100%.
Huzzah.
What's
Resounding success.
excellent. So for the shareholders meeting, that's a good thing to report. What other changes you're going to tell them about?
Rolling brownouts?
That's your plan?
Yeah, we're going to implement rolling brownouts so we can charge everybody 100% price for 50% of the costs.
Wow, you're a horrible, horrible person.
He must have read that book on business leadership over on the shelf.
Purgatorio, man. I've also been trapped in a horrible wasteland of darkness and despair for I don't know how many years now, so.
Now that's a laugh point.
And it's only fair everyone else be trapped like I am.
Well, to be fair, you're not real people.
Well, congratulations, Alec, on your success here at the power company. So you get your own parking spot.
I like to imagine the parking spot just marked off with like a drawing of his own face, but it's actually Raul's.
Yeah, the Coach Raul Memorial parking spot for Employee of the Month. So there you go, Alec. I think your mic muted? Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you got your own parking space. Congratulations.
Sorry. So
Yeah, you clipped out again.
sorry. Going. Thanks.
All right, well, try it out. All the other employees in their hazmat suits, kind of gesture. It's like, yeah, it's your parking spot.
I don't. I'm trying to remember if I have a car or not.
I believe you don't. Why would you? You live in the city and you're a private eye. You have shoes.
Yeah. I don't own a car though.
What? Why do you have your own parking spot then? Yeah, the rest of us have to commute to work and drive our cars. How come he gets a parking spot? We don't.
Because
Boo!
That's it. Intercompany tournament for his parking spot. Only one of you can have his parking spot.
Excellent. That'd be a great morale builder. So the intercompany what? Like softball?
Foot race. I'm a man of great irony.
Winner gets the parking spot, losers get laid off.
Losers get back on radiation duty.
It's a win-win. All right. You're no match for me. I'll accept this challenge. Alex Highland, you're going down, says Johnny Long Torso, the tallest and longest legged of anybody on the planet.
I don't even want a parking spot.
I've won the three-legged race solo 8 years running.
Is there a way I can get out of this competition?
You could just pay your bill.
How much?
With the late fees accruing, and then of course the compounded interest and the late fees and the late fees. I think we're up to $71 million.
And I go, that's it. I'm good. That's it. I'm going to use my sword to try to get my way out of this.
All right, so you're not going to run the foot race. What are you going to do instead?
Try to figure out a financial plan to pay my bill. So I'm.
You'd have to be some kind of genius to do that.
Well, let's see if that genius includes financial services.
Right. You pull out a bulletin board with a lot of tacks and yarns on it. I have never, for the record, guys, I've never understood bulletin boards with yarn on them.
It's a visual representation.
Of what? How does this help anyone figure anything out?
It helps you. It just does. It helps you think around the idea, because if you're not getting there directly.
12. I figured out a financial plan to finally pay my bill.
71,000 easy installments of $10 apiece.
Well, with a 12, you could just build the perpetual motion machine that draws energy from the atmosphere, which will then generate a surplus. You can sell the excess energy back to the power plant.
Well, this would. And not. I don't do that kind of physics defying.
What, you're not going to... It would work. It's really easy. Just download the plans off the internet.
Well, if it's not my idea, then...
It's your scheme.
Yeah, the internet always has things that are right, and everyone is always perfectly fair and honest online.
I said financial plan, I'm sticking to it.
I like how he says, I'll have a sensible financial plan instead of, like, free energy.
Well, look, I can do free. Okay. As long as it gets me out of this mess, I'll do the perpetual motion machine.
All right, so you get to work on that. Wilford, you've made an even bigger mess in the office. It's now littered with Aztec corpses, apparently.
Man, this curse is just getting worse and worse all the time. I have so much work now. But that means I get to do more work. It's win-win.
How are you going to solve this problem?
Well, obviously, if I'm going to break an Aztec curse, I need to find an Incan curse to stop it.
I have no idea.
Obviously.
That would be even remotely obvious. But apparently that's your scheme.
That is naivete.
Make a roll.
South America versus Central America.
It is so obvious to me, but so obtuse to everyone else that it just happens to work.
Well,
Pay off the Aztec curse with the Incan gold. Cursed Incan gold.
Yeah, if I just take the cursed Incan gold out of the safe here, and I just give it over to the Aztec gods, then everything will be fine. Easy.
How do you give gold to the Aztec gods?
Well, I mean, we got like the shattered statue here, we got all the bloody corpses, so I think that qualifies partially.
And see, the problem is, like, let's see, I was thinking at first you could call it Quetzalcoatl, but that's a Mayan god.
Yeah, isn't
can
the
look
Incan gods, or the representations, the giant, like, heads? Not like the Easter Island heads, but they had, like, the giant Olmec heads.
No, the Easter Ireland
and-
religion,
yeah.
I think, is like specific to it.
No, I said
giant-
not like, I said the Olmec heads. Specifically,
The-
not the Easter Island heads.
Yeah, the giant.
You attracted. Well, there's Supe, the god of death.
Well, I guess I gotta build a big statue to them then.
Wow, I like this. Ahue Teo, gods of excess and pleasure.
That
Wow,
sounds like my
Aztec
kind of god.
rocks. Yeah, I'm on the internet looking this stuff up.
Yeah.
Lots of cool gods. Oh, and Tezcatzoncatl, god of poke. What is poke? Oh, alcoholic beverages. Wow, of course they have 400 gods devoted to alcoholic beverages. Wow, the Aztecs rock. I learned something today.
A spirit for every spirit.
I'm looking up the Incan gods.
What's an Incan god of curse?
Uh,
The Inti.
well, let's see here. Well, there's Supe, the god of death, and there's Viracoa, the god of everything.
I think Supe, the god of death, is a much easier summon. Wilford, I believe you are a monster, so I need you to make a zany roll to summon Supe, Incan god of death and horror.
Alright, Supe. I got you like this nice little statue I made out of mud. I got a whole bunch of corpses. Let's see if you can solve my problems. I'm gonna go ahead and use a laugh to add 3, I believe.
That works.
There we go.
You have summoned
Supe,
Supe,
hi,
the
it's
Incan god of
Wilford.
death. My calendar happens to be free since, well, the Incans collapsed a while ago. Wait a minute. Your entire civilization was supposed to be destroyed 7 years ago.
Oh, is this one of those we've been dead all along kind of things? I'm not good with twist endings.
Anyway, you need to clean up one of your messes. Sigh. Suppose I can do this because I am friends with your father.
Oh, my father's connection saved me again.
Okay, well, I am the Incan god of death, so I can help you clean up this mess by destroying all witnesses.
Yay! You're still coming over for Thanksgiving, right?
Sure.
Here, let me give you the card.
Ah, they grow up so fast. Okay, so, well, Jordy, you're called before the shareholders meeting.
Okay.
Your chief financial officer reports we had some profits lower in this quarter after having to pay out the life insurance benefits, the government bribes to cover up the mutations, and the loss of all of Dr. Banner's patents once he left the company. But we expect a spike next quarter when we finally foreclose on the $117 million owed to us by Mr. Alec Holland.
Excellent.
But however, the shareholders, our stock prices are risking plummeting, and we're all going to blame you for it unless you have a great plan for our next quarter.
Ah, well, as I've already explained, rolling brownouts. It's the wave of the future.
Making people suffer while raising prices. Excellent. That's the best idea we've ever heard. You're clearly the smartest person in the room, sir.
Yes. There's no competition. They've literally got nowhere else to go.
I beg to differ, says a horribly accented name. And then the camera will zoom down the hallway. We'll zoom down the long table of people, and barging into the room is a leather-clad, maleficent-looking cat. It is I, Mr. Albert Whiskas.
I thought I left you behind.
That's exactly what I wanted you to think.
And that's what I thought.
You see? All according to Keikaku.
So nice when people could just agree like this.
What do you want, Mr. Whiskers?
What I want? I always get what I want. And what I want is ultimate control of power. Water, electric, geothermal, and the most evil power of all.
Solar?
Wind.
Damn it.
As a precautionary measure, I have built a giant underground base beneath the city. 8 times larger than the entire floor plan, he says, gesturing to a PowerPoint presentation that's just propped up next to him.
What do you want, Mr. Whiskers?
Nothing more than your complete and total submission to me, Raul and Rico Conrock. You will sign this entire power plant over to me.
Or else what?
Or else, you really don't want to provoke me, do you, Mr. Conrack?
I've provoked you 3 times already, to no avail.
Do not provoke me a 4th time. A 4th time is when I exact my revenge. It is all according to the master plan. I'd explain it to you, but you're too stupid to understand.
Are you calling the shareholders that you want the company to be bought from stupid?
No, the liberal media is. Gasp, the liberal media.
Then I suggest...
Everyone starts rapidly tweeting.
I suggest if you're not calling the shareholders stupid that you explain the plan to all of them.
Yes, it is so simple, even an idiot like you could understand it. First, this entire mega underground complex is powered. Then we use the power to generate a nanotech virus that infects corpses, turning them into living weapons. These living weapons we then unleash on the public, each one attacking the living and turning them into more undead zombies. And then total world domination.
Okay.
He's got a point. That really would be total world, zombies.
Would it though? I mean, there's no real way out of this town. His base is underneath this town. He's only going to infect the town.
There's plenty of ways out of town. We come and go as we please.
No, there's no way out. The mountains and the water. We're stuck here.
We're. You must have confused us with poor people, say some of the other members of the board. Yeah, we're rich. We go to Boca like every other weekend.
Well, who's gonna drive the plane then? They're all zombies.
He's got a point there.
If poor people can't leave the town, the zombies can't leave the town. It's not world domination.
First the city, then the world, says. So say I, Mr. Albert Whiskers.
I just assume I'm just like leaning off talking to somebody and like about this plan and why it's not gonna work. Just like, leaning down from the podium talking to like a director.
I can hear you. I have perfect ears.
No, you're supposed to say perfect ears. It's a play.
That would be a pun, which is beneath me.
I don't think anything is beneath you, other than your own base.
Yes! All I have to do is get it online.
But your plan makes no sense. Come back to us with an investment portfolio and we'll consider it.
I don't need to explain myself to you.
You just
My plan
did.
is too evil for due process. All I have to do is find an outlet for this plug, and everything will be mine, and you can't stop me.
We're the power company.
Well,
we control the power around here.
Well, Mr. Whisker starts looking for an outlet to plug this extension cord into.
Is that even a European adapter?
Curse you! I will be back. I will find an adapter and be back.
I feel like I just got like a hand to my temple and I'm shaking my head. It's like, Jesus Christ, this guy.
What are we going to do? He's going to take over the company. I can't let our shares split again.
Put those baby-proof covers on all the plugs. We'll be fine. He's a fucking cat.
That's a laugh point for you. Okay, so Alec, you've installed the perpetual motion machine. The power is back on in your office.
No, I no longer have to pay them.
Yes, exactly. Exactly according to plan. And now that the power is back on, even though it's on a different circuit, your landline phone will ring.
Hello?
Hello, yes. This is John Gilt.
Okay.
I'm calling you because you've discovered the secret that only through personal know-how and gumption can we fight those forces that would try to destroy all of us. Since you've discovered the ability to get free electricity from the air without having to submit to man or gods, then you completely understand that it is time to shrug off the shackles of civilization and join us. Me, John Gilt, and all my awesome buddies.
Look, I'm all for the betterment of mankind, but I don't want to say screw you to people.
But there's a virtue in selfishness. Here, I've prepared an 8-page speech.
Yeah, you and Steve. Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, I think Steve Ditko might have better uses of your services. Bye, and I hang up the phone.
That's a laugh point for you for a deep dive with Steve Ditko. Click. He hung up on me. No one hangs up on John Gilt.
I didn't know that's how you pronounced it.
Time to show him where morality ends and the gun begins. Click.
Yeah, I was going to. Yeah, I said I was going to usurp my services to help mankind, but not in that way.
Not in that way. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the power plant, sir, we've got a problem.
What's up?
Well, we've run out of utility trucks to be able to drive around the city to shut off the power from all of the people who've deceased, because it's because according to the policy we have to shut off the electrical power after the original bill holder dies, because apparently a cloud has descended from the sky drawn by an obscure Incan god that is destroying the population.
Build our next of kin.
There isn't next of kin. Apparently, it's unto the 7th generation, sir. It's a plague brought down upon us by some blasphemous nightmare, of which we can barely conceive of horror.
All right, well, go into my office and pull out the ink and gold from my safe, and we'll buy him off.
Sir, you won't believe what happened. The ink and gold is gone.
Say what?
Who could have done this?
This is the work of some sort of evil genius, the likes of which we've never seen before.
Meanwhile, quick pan over to like Wilfred Waffle literally eating paste.
Nom 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 nom. On a throne of skulls.
Quick, point the bat signal at it. Maybe we'll blind it and knock it out of the air.
The bat signal only points up to the clouds, sir.
Well, you said he's riding in the clouds.
No, I say he was on a throne of skulls. Oh no, you mean the dark mass in the sky.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we can try that. Sir, all shining the light onto it was illuminate its true nature of a bunch of writhing and twisted souls of no understandable shape, which causes madness in all who see it.
I can see where that would be a problem.
What are we going to do?
Send it a strongly worded letter.
To whom it may concern. Can you dictate, or do you want me to write it?
To whom it may concern, it has come to our attention that your continued activities above our city has caused great distress and a loss of great revenue. It would behoove you to cease and desist all further activities related to this format, lest our legal team be brought into action and further yada 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 yada.
Dictated but not read.
Sincerely, Raul Enrico. Now fold that up and throw it towards the sky.
Whee! So the envelope. Yeah, I guess Seppu, is that right, Seppu? I suppose that's enough plague and pestilence for one day. Everyone's forgotten about the corpse that was left there.
Mission accomplished.
All right. So the cloud of death is lifted from the city. Meanwhile, Mr. Whiskers is poking around, going, "Blast! They've somehow sealed these outlets with some sort of, like, translucent force field. Find a way to defeat this. I'll have to use somewhere around here there must be at least one unprotected outlet. Sooner or later, one of you, your phones will finally lose its charge, and one of you will have to find an outlet to plug it back in to recharge it. And when you do, I, Mr. Whiskers, will be waiting."
It's a good thing no one left a completely unprotected perpetual motion device around anywhere for him to abuse. Whew, we really dodged that bullet.
I mean, I feel like all somebody needs is just to be running around with like a loaded water pistol. He's a cat.
Hiss! No, not my weak point!
I feel like every time he's around giving like an evil monologue, I'm just in the background somewhere just pointing at him like, he's just a fucking cat. Water pistol, yeah.
Spray him down. Spray him with like some bottled water or something, like, "Back kitty, back."
I should remember to do that next time.
Guys, don't let him monologue. He's just a cat. Spray, spray, spray.
Hiss! I'll get you for this. Gonna go barf in your shoes.
I'm wearing my shoes.
You'll have to take them off sometime. When you do, I'll be there.
Spray, spray,
Perfect.
spray.
Ah!
Well, at least now we have enough energy in the plant to rig up a laser pointer defense system against him.
What skills do you have useful in making a giant laser pointer defense system?
Oh boy, absolutely none.
Go ahead and
This is just a suggestion.
make a sharp roll. Meanwhile, back at Alec Holland's place, yeah, your balance has been restored. You're back in the black. Who knew that inventing a perpetual source of energy would solve all your problems?
I'm gonna patent it as soon as I get out of this town.
But well, it's already patented. It's on the internet. But of course, that's when your door will have to be kicked open. And who is it but Mr. Whiskers? And he's got a plug in his hand. And he looks
And
around with his dark glasses.
And I throw a ball. And I throw a ball of yarn.
Go ahead and make a sly roll to see if I'll fall for that. You know, I could be one of those asshole cats who doesn't care. Yeah, you'll just throw the yarn and he'll catch it in a single fist and then crush it into a tiny ball where it cracks into lots of little pieces and falls like porcelain, exactly the way yarn does.
That thing has.
I've evolved beyond your parlor tricks, Alec Holland. It is in your best interest to give me the perpetual motion machine.
And yeah, not to you.
Would you give it to? You know, he'll turn around and like do something behind his put his back to you and do something. Would you give it to my friend Mr. Pawsey? And he'll make like a little mouth with his hand and go, "Hello, I need perpetual motion to do."
I just look at this like, really? Really? This is yeah.
I don't know. Make a sly roll. This might actually work on you.
Can you see through his clever ruse?
Oh God, please.
Sorry, or sharp. Sharp is actually more appropriate, which I think is your best.
Come on, Mr. Pawsey is a national treasure.
You're skeptical. I can see that you're skeptical. This will get me close enough to do. And now, Plan B, where I punch you upside the head. Make a grudge roll. Well, it's time for Plan B. Move really fast and blur a lot. What does that get you in your grudge match?
Violence never solves anything. Ask one of your players to take this hit for you. If they say yes, then take the grudge. They take the grudge. Take out the grudge match instead of you. If no, you take your lumps.
Call for help. Who are you calling for help? Wilfred Waffle or R Enrico Conrock?
Wilfred!
Wilfred just appears at your door instantly. It's like, I was in the middle of something. What's up? And then just takes the punch to the face.
I'll make a grudge roll.
All right, so this is gonna be slapstick then.
Wilfred Waffle, your untimely spawning is always the ruination. I thought we were in single player mode.
I hurt the attacker back, but I feel really bad about it.
Oh!
I'm sorry I broke your hand. I'm just my chest. It's kind of like this. It's really bony and also squishy and also puffy. I don't really know anymore.
Yeah, you'll have to blunder into him and knock him out the window where he'll fall to the street below.
Nice convenient Wilhelm stream on the way down.
Meow.
Sorry.
You can't keep me out forever. Because as a cat, I've landed on my feet. Surrender! He shakes his fist up the building. Surrender the motion machine to me, or I'll make you pay.
Sounds like he's serious this time.
Yes. And I just take out a laser pointer and do the little thing.
Go ahead and try to be sly about this. Once again, your parlor tricks fail to amuse me. With your tiny red dot.
He's catching on.
For you're not aware, can't you see? I have all the red dots I could ever want! And he'll flash you by opening up his trench coat. It's filled with all these glowing weak points. That's horrible. I will soon unleash my plague of death upon the entire city. Speaking of plague of death, we're a little concerned, sir. Apparently, our quarter, we're going to talk back to, R. Enrico Conrock here. We've got a problem with our next quarter projections. Apparently, Alec Holland, his power consumption has gone in the negatives, and in fact, we apparently owe him $114 million.
That's impossible. Change the bill.
We can't do that, sir.
Why not?
That would be against the law, and we, as a monopoly utility interest in the city, nothing is more sacrosanct than the law.
I have something to show you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go over there at giant handbook full of the rules that the secretary showed me earlier. I'm going to drop it on the table. Say, these are all the laws and the rules that we have to abide by. And I open the book and show off all the blank pages.
Yeah, that's pretty blank, sir.
Yes. Find it in there where it tells me that I can't change the bill.
Well, so you just want me to erase the minus sign and put a plus sign?
Yes. Now you're thinking. I knew I was right to...
begins his reign of white-collar crime.
All right, so meanwhile, while you guys are shouting at Mr. Whiskers in the street, who is, Alec, your phone's going to ring.
Hello?
Hello, employee of the month. We've got an order here for you to shut the power off and disconnect the residence of a Mr. Alec Holland here for lack of payments. Apparently, he owes us $17 billion.
Not anymore.
No, someone just wrote a comment blank here. You fool, I make the laws. Haha, I can do whatever I want. Signed, R. Enrico Conrock, dictated but not read.
I try to think of a way out of it.
All right, well, you're trying to think of a way out of this. Mr. Whisker starts climbing the building. Wilford, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, he's outside. I could just shut the window here and turn my back and presume everything's gonna be fine. I'll look over at Alec and go like, well, Mr. Whiskers has like a giant base. Maybe he has some financial records that we could use. Maybe we could pin all of your bills on him. That would be my naivete.
Oh,
I'm going to suggest for him to do so.
Make a roll for that. Yeah, the voice in the other end of the phone, the dispatcher is going to say, Highland, if you don't disconnect this stuff, that's a great way to lose your employee of the month parking spot.
Yeah, you can have it.
We're sorry to hear this, Mr. Highland. I'm afraid I'm going to have to put this down in your permanent report that you've refused to disconnect service.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, Wilford Waffle describes this scheme that seems to make perfect sense.
And then if we swap your name with his through the death record over the pile of skulls, it'll be perfectly fine.
Wait, what's that about death record?
Doesn't matter. Let's get going. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay, as long as I'm not used as a sacrifice for anything.
Oh, no. There's been plenty of that already.
Mr. Whiskers will be tapping at the closed window. Always on the wrong side of a closed door or window. Tap, tap, tap. Let me in. It is in your best interest to let me in. Tap, tap, tap.
It's okay. He'll get bored and change his mind if we open it.
Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Well, Alec, what are you going to do?
Go to his base.
So you're going to go to his base and do what?
Switch the records.
Okay. What skills do you have useful in switching records?
Scheming.
Make a roll.
Either give up or choose one, or and the director. Okay, it
Also have a
works.
+1 if that matters.
You get +1 because Wilfred suggested it. That's a 10.
Okay, 10. Okay, so I succeed.
All right, so the plan is switched, and it turns out that it's the evil corporation owes $17 billion. And Mr. Whisker, $17 billion? I don't have that kind of money. I was expecting to make all of that by selling my weapons overseas to merchants. And every time I tell them about my idea of turning dead things into uncontrollable zombies, they just laugh at me and buy nothing. I'm completely broke and burned through all my venture capital. And the company says, well, we're just going to have to repossess your base. So congratulations, Mr. Congratulations, R. Enrico. We now own the entire Parasol underground base.
Perfect. I get those zombies into homes.
What kind of homes?
Good God,
So
man.
they can pay for the electricity.
Yes, don't you remember all those people that died? Their buildings are still powered and on? Get those zombies into those homes, paying bills.
Okay, so they immediately get to work infecting corpses with the nanovirus, which then makes them into flesh-eating zombies, which you then turn back on the power. And so I guess there's all these homes with zombies in them just staring at the wall next to a lone incandescent light bulb.
Why do I have a feeling I'm in the George Romero film all of a sudden?
No, it'd be more of a Resident Evil flick.
Night of the Living Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just meant the zombie satire.
Right, well,
Okay.
again, this is more of an Umbrella Corp stupid money-making idea.
Yes, I can't think of any reason why the zombie economy will fail, except for the fact that like no one goes to work, and the price of brains keeps skyrocketing every day.
It's too undead to fail.
But unfortunately, since the complex is also there's 8 times as many zombies as there were people, this will overload the power plant.
Well, I mean, that ultimately doesn't matter because Alec refused to disconnect his perpetual motion machine. Yeah, so the power will still be there.
Power plant is completely useless. It's all dependent on the little thing on Alex's decks now.
Well, the only problem with that is that after the power plant explodes and everything is powered by perpetual motion, the company, since there's no need for Conrock, they declare bankruptcy, and all the rich people use their golden parachutes to leave town.
Which is now filled with zombies.
That's why they left.
Right, and as we already established, poor people and zombies can't leave here.
Well, they can't sell their homes. No one wants to buy that. Everyone keeps going like on Zillow and sees the house and the photos and saying, what's this in the backyard? Oh, that's the barbed wire fence to keep out the zombies.
Or
And
the
then there's
zombie in, because the zombie's the seller.
Yeah, and then there's all the reviews. People get on Google Earth, and you can see the cars driving down the street with the cameras, bumping into all the zombies that are everywhere.
Well, I mean, to be fair, after we changed from the dollar to the brain, it was a losing market anyway.
I'm imagining some sort of like online review. It's like, yeah, it has a great view, clean beach, zombies everywhere. 4 out of 5 stars.
The mayor is super happy though.
Well, Mayor Zane will have to say, yes, no person has had more graveyard voters for themselves than myself, and thus bolstering the entire graveyard community. No one else has pledged themselves more to the cessation of the problems of life more than myself. R. Enrico Conrock, I want to give you this, the key to the city.
Oh, twice.
What?
I'll hold up, yeah, because you gave one to Jordy, so I'll have one in my other hand. 2 keys to the city.
2 keys to the city.
Now I can
wield them, open doors twice as fast as ever before.
Now I can finally get to that deadbolt.
We would have given you tax cuts, but since you're already a utility and a monopoly, we really can't cut them anymore. So here, just take these $3.
We don't use dollars anymore.
Well, I can't give you any brains. I'm an elected official. I don't have any brains. When you say jokes like that, it helps you associate with the common people. Isn't that right? And pan over to the crowd. Well, I think that's probably a good note to end out on when the entire city has been turned into horrible zombies.
The mayor now acquiring the silent majority.
And don't worry, I have the zombie survival guide. I know how to handle this. Got all this. Can't supply dog food.
Yeah, dog food. Delicious. You already had delicious dog food. Right. All this delicious dog food. And that's when your power is going to go out.
Huh? What happened?
On the cartoon ended.
Oh, okay. See you, everyone.
I don't need it's the last joke before the last 10 seconds. I don't need to explain anything to you. So I think that's a good point to end on. Thanks everyone for participating in this incredibly stupid adventure.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, it was stupid, but really, really, really fun.
You guys had some good improv jokes, so I'm amused. So, all right. Well, I've got a lot to do. So, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody who came to the stream.
Thank you.
After this goes up after Motor City, you can come see us at the Motor City Con, and enjoy the present while we hope for the future. Take care, everybody.
Catch next episode.
Yeah.